Welcome back to Witch Daily's countdown to Halloween. Every day, 31 days of fun and excitement and getting your witch on as we get closer to Samhain. Today, we're going to talk about a little bit of a heavy topic. We're going to talk about sacrifice. Now, I know that sacrifice might seem like a stretch, but all of us are watching these scary movies as we get down to Halloween. I just kind of want to throw a little reality into that whole mix because the way that sacrifice is portrayed is completely wrong. Absolutely 100% wrong. So let's jump in. So when you watch these horror movies, or maybe you watch Ghost Hunters or something like that on TV, you'll often see people talk about, oh, there was a human sacrifice, or there was an animal sacrifice, or they sacrificed an animal in the woods, or we found some bones, right? That's not how sacrifice works. The idea of sacrifice is that you set something apart and you make it sacred. It's actually what the word sacrifice means. Sacre, fice, making something sacred, right? You can't have a sacrifice of something that has no meaning. So the idea behind it is this concept when you watch a movie or you see a scary show, that sacrifice is something where you are giving the life force over to some other purpose. And while there's some basis, in fact, for that, in terms of older occult practices, it's more about the idea that the thing itself had meaning. So if you're sacrificing an animal, the idea was that the sacrifice itself was feeding the community and you were doing it in lieu of taking care of yourself. You're taking care of more people. So a sacrifice is actually supposed to be about a thing that you do to separate your work or your contribution apart so that it can aid in a holy purpose or a beneficent purpose or a good purpose, right? It's not something where you say, oh, I'm going to sacrifice this money, or I'm going to sacrifice this chicken, and I'm going to conjure a demon. It doesn't work that way. Sacrifice is about, I'm going to hold this thing up to a higher level. I'm going to contribute with it. And from there, I'm going to either make a contribution, or I'm going to ask for something in return, but I'm going to connect. I'm going to be in relationship, right? And if you've done our foundation study, you know that we talk about there's always a relationship when you do magic, right? You can't have magic without relationship. And so a sacrifice has to have the relationship as part of the work that you are doing. The opposite of sacrifice, of raising something up and making it sacred, is abjection. So when you abject something, you take away all meaning. You lose everything, right? When you sacrifice something that has no meaning to you, you are just abjecting that thing. You're not making it holy or raising it up. You are taking all the meaning away. If you offer something in abjection, A-B, not O-B, abjection, if you offer something in abjection, you lose the meaning, and in fact, you can take away from your own effort. So the thing that you give has to be sacred to you in some way, or you have to raise it up in sacredness. So, what do? Let's say you're doing some magic for a new job. You want to make a sacrifice to build a connection for that purpose. You could sacrifice your time. You could sacrifice money. I believe, and I teach my students, that one of the ways that we need to make sacrifice now is not by killing things, but rather by taking things that have meaning in our culture right here, right now, and giving those as a purpose, right? With purpose, with meaning. So for most of us, that's money and time. So if you want to make a sacrifice of something, sacrifice money or time, or both. Sacrifice your weekend. Go do some cleanup work, or go, for November 1st, Samhain Day, the first day of Samhain, the Celtic month of November, or also known as All Souls Day, go clean the cemetery. That is a traditional sacrifice for All Souls Day or All Saints Day. Or you can donate money. Donate money to a purpose that is meaningful to you, like animal rescue, right? Or helping immigrants with their legal fees, right? Like, find something that has meaning to you that it is a stretch. because a sacrifice should be a stretch for you. It shouldn't be impossible, because if you use a sacrifice, if you make a sacrifice and it's too far, you can put yourself in objection, and that's not what you want. The sacrifice should be meaningful, meaning it shouldn't be comfortable, but it also shouldn't put you completely out of the realm of being able to help yourself, right? You shouldn't sacrifice everything that you have in order to get a higher purpose. That's not sacrifice, that's abjection. That's abjecting yourself in the hopes that you're going to get return. Magic doesn't work that way. Magic works by you raising something up, right? Making it sacred, and then participating in the sacred purposes of life in order to get the thing you need, right? So, as you're moving forward, as we get closer to Samhain, think about the ways that you have treated sacrifice in the past and how you can treat it moving forward. Don't treat it like it's something that is beyond you or too big for you. If you only have $10 and you want to make a sacrifice of money, okay, sacrifice $1 or 50 cents. You want to sacrifice something meaningful and you don't have any money at all, or the only thing you have is time, sacrifice your time. Give your time. Don't put yourself into abjection with the intention of making a sacrifice. That doesn't work. So, ready for Samhain? One of the best times of the year, in fact, the best time of the year to put things away, to divest yourself of things that no longer serve you, is Samhain. So if you're finding that you have made inappropriate sacrifices, or you want to renew how you think about sacrifice, this is the perfect time. So enjoy these videos. I hope you're really having a great time with them. I'm having so much fun making them for you. Get your witch on. I will see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful Halloween season.